Hello everyone, and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for April 15th to the 22nd. There's a beautiful day here today. The sun is shining and it is like a crystal outside. I cannot wait to get outside, so I am looking forward to doing this reading with you and then getting myself out into that radiant sunshine. And I hope that wherever you are, you can get yourself outside into that light because it is transformative. It is so amazing. And I hope you get to enjoy it thoroughly, as I will. All right, so I'm going to invite you, wherever you are, to join us, to bring your energy into this present moment. Now and in the future, whether you're listening to this recording, your energy, there is no time on the higher levels. You are part of this reading. Your asking pulls through the answers that we are all needing at this time for our benefit. So I invite you to close your eyes and take 3 nice deep breaths with me. Pulling yourself into this present moment. Just being here now. And see a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, anchoring you deep into Mother Earth, grounding you on this beautiful planet. Letting that anchor you and support you as you move around your life. At this moment, that anchor, that root, is becoming a conduit through which anything that no longer serves you can easily pass down and become compost for new growth, so that you aren't lugging it around with you any longer. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with all of your children, now and in the future, listening to this recording for our personal and collective highest and greatest benefit. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information that we most need to receive right now, and to provide that in a manner that we will easily and effortlessly hear, understand, and integrate for our personal and collective highest and greatest good. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening, as well as our overlighting angel of communication, to be present and facilitate this exchange, and ensure that we cover all that is in our personal and collective heart and mind at this time to our satisfaction, so that we can rise and shine and become all that we are here to be and become, and contribute in meaningful ways to the elevation of all life on this planet at this time. I call upon the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container of light, of love, of wisdom, of beauty, of transformation, of healing. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies of love and light and well-being is welcome to go now. So, with that said, let's get to our reading, shall we? Okay. Creator, what is it that we most need to know this week for our personal and collective highest and greatest good? How do we leverage the energies of this time to become more than we are, to drop into our wisdom, our strength, our capabilities for our personal and collective good? Okay, and this week, what do we need to know as we head into the Easter long weekend, Passover, beautiful celebrations of spring and light and wonder and freedom. Here we are. Oh, not very well centered. There we go. Move it over. And these are Bellis perennis, English daisies from the garden. And this is a skimmia, and the skimmia smells amazing. If I start having an itchy nose, you know why. Okay, let's start with the recent past. The influence is waning, but it continues into our present and into our future. We have the card of celebration. What a nice way to begin. So, the world is crazy, of course, because so much is coming to light to be healed. That is the function of the upset and the discombobulation that we're living through. It's that which was hidden and toxic and old and dirty and needing to be tidied and cleaned and refined is coming to the surface to see the light. So this card, the past card, continues to influence our present and in our future. And you think, what are we celebrating? Why are we celebrating? Well, the celebration card is about life. It's about being in our lives and enjoying our high points. we don't need to be in grief or in mourning because there's chaos in the outside world. In fact, we can't feel bad enough to change anything outside of ourselves. This is why this card of celebration is important. We really need to pull ourselves into a place of appreciation and gratitude and love and kindness and beauty, all of those good things that elevate our spirits. Very important, because when we personally are resilient and strong and capable within ourselves, we're able to be a source of light and support and beauty in the world. So this card is saying to us this energy of celebration, of keeping our energy lofty, of focusing on the good that's around us. I'm not talking about putting your head in the sand and denying that there's anything miserable happening, because we all know that's not the case. But what we do need to do is stay in that positive, resilient space and nourish it. Give our attention to those things that elevate us, that bring us to more light and love. That's what's important with this card right now. The recent past, so this energy of good times from our past, letting that inform us going into our present and into the future. Letting ourselves draw strength from those good times, from the love, from the joy, from the celebration that we've experienced in our lives. Whatever point, whatever it is, whatever brings you more resilience and positivity and connection, that's what we need to be focusing on and bringing forward. The present card is the card of oppression. It's a very heavy card. It's a bit of a visual pun, but there you are. The card of oppression, the 10 of Wands. Wands is about creativity, inspiration, and passion. This card is all about carrying things that aren't ours. This is about the burden of us holding on and carrying around beliefs and expectations and narratives and stuff that's been thrown in our psychic field that isn't even ours. And the burden of that. And when we wake up to this, when we wake up to the fact that we're carrying this stuff around that isn't even ours, we can let it go. We can use that tree root that we ground ourselves with at the beginning of the readings and just let that stuff go down the tree root into the earth to become compost for our new growth, our better growth, our highest and wisest and most expanded expression of our best. So this is the card in our present. And so we're being invited to look at where in our lives are we carrying things that aren't even ours? What is the story? What are these tidbits? What are these things that we have in our consciousness that limit us from being all that we can be, that limit us from fully expressing the uniqueness and the beauty of who we are as individuals? It's time to let those things go. It's time to let them drop. It's time to step away from these strange burdens that we as communities, as individuals, as countries are creating, that are burdening us, that are oppressing us from being all that we can be. That's got to go now. That's what's up. That's what's in our present right now, is this opportunity to release this stuff personally and collectively. And this good feeling place helps us to know what isn't ours. When we feel good, that's who we are. We're in our state of ourselves, of well-being within ourselves. And when we feel this heaviness and this oppression, we're off track. And we need to pay attention to that, because it's a guidance system, that information of feeling good, feeling bad. What is it telling us about what we're going through right now, or what's in our field right now? What do we need to look at and give attention to so that we can unpack it and release it from ourselves so we can move forward powerfully? Near future, the card of initiation, the Ace of Wands. These are very interesting cards. Some cards just keep coming up all the time and others don't. And it's interesting to see this card of initiation, because this isn't a common one that we see often. We haven't seen that one too much either, but I suspect it'll be a friend for a while. So this card in the near future is this energy of initiation. So that's this beginning quality. This beginning quality, but an important beginning quality. An initiation is a ritual that marks the end of one phase of life and the beginning of another. It's a step. There's often ceremony around it. This understanding of rising, of reaching, of striving for something more. That's the quality of this card. This is in the near future. So this energy of us striving, we're going to drop the burden that isn't ours informed by the good that we've experienced in our lives, we're going to carry that forward into what we want. And we're going to pull that goodness into our future, into this initiation, into a new life, a new story, a new human experience, personally and collectively. We get to do this now. We're in the process of this right now. Profound times. We're waking up, we're taking responsibility, and we're changing who we are, how we're being in our own lives. And as a result of our individual change, we're changing the collective. So this energy of initiation, this sacred new beginning, this sacred new path, if we were to step forward into our future, understanding and honoring and acknowledging that everything is sacred, how would we be? Who would we be? What would our lives look like? How would we carry ourselves? Maybe considering these things in this next week as we seek to create the new world that we all long for in our hearts, this beautiful world that we've had glimpses of, that we're currently mired against. Things are structures and beliefs and all of this stuff that's in the way of that beauty and that simplicity, that grace and that joy. But we're going to strive, we're going to reach for it anyway. We're going to pull through this heaviness and this darkness and let it fall away and let it drop away personally and collectively to reach and strive for this beautiful, bold new vision. And then foundationally, we have the tower, which goes very much with this falling away of that which is out of integrity. The tower it's based on the story of the Tower of Babylon and how, I think I got that right, how the lightning strikes the tower because it's not built in integrity. It's not built in a reverent, spiritual, honoring the life force of all things. It's out of integrity is fundamentally what is out here with the tower. And so it has to crumble. It's not built from a solid foundation. It's not built in good ways. It's not built with integrity. It's not built congruently. So it has to fall. So the lightning of truth strikes the tower and brings it down to a crumbling heap of rubble. And then we have the opportunity to rebuild. It's a major arcana, so it's a very powerful card. It indicates our soul growth. And for us personally, when we realize that there are parts of our lives that are crumbling and falling apart, it's recognizing that they didn't really serve us. There's something out of integrity there. That's why it couldn't continue. And when we look at our larger society and we see these structures crumbling and falling apart, understanding that they were not part of our good, they were part of something that came before that was no longer in integrity, no longer appropriate for us right now. And so as scary as it can feel to have structures crumbling all around us, it's important to realize that they are falling down because they need to be reconceived, the foundations cleared off, repaired, and new things built in a solid, beautiful way. This from a place of reverence, from a place of appreciation, of intentionality for the good of all, not just the humans, not just ourselves, but all life here on this planet at this time. So we have a lot of cleaning up to do. You know, I think I mentioned the glyphosate spraying that I've become aware of, that there's proposal been put forth and accepted to spray the forests near where I am. And the madness of that. It's just one example. We all know of examples like that, of the madness of using a toxic carcinogenic substance in a natural environment like a forest and killing the life that's there. Of course, this is part of the logging process, and that doesn't justify it in my books, because essentially we're poisoning that environment. That's ecocide. How can life thrive when you're killing it? And we have examples all over of that in our environment, in our world, of things that just don't make sense. These strange ideas, these strange practices, these strange beliefs, these strange ways of being and doing things that limit what's good and true and appropriate and honorable and life-giving, that essentially diminish life for us rather than contribute to life. So that's the kind of stuff that we're seeing here with this foundation card of things falling away. And there's some astrologers that I follow, and they're talking about the energies of this time, and very much about it being about disclosure and about things coming to the surface, because it's time to be healed. But that astrologically, the planets are in such alignments that this is inevitable. The evolution that we're going through, the recognition of the stuck and the old and the dark and the toxic and the that which needs to be healed being brought to the light. That's what's up right now. It's not just some random thing. This is a collective field of energy that we're moving through, and it's changing who we are, and it's changing where we're going. And so dreaming the dream, dreaming large, dreaming beautifully, dreaming about a planet that is healthy and strong and vital, and clean water and clean air, clean soil, thriving communities, thriving wildlife, oceans teeming with beautiful fish and rainbows and sunshine. I mean, why not, right? Why not have it all? We can dream big right now. That's what we can do. And that dreaming carries forward into this initiation energy of new beginnings. What are we adding to our collective future and our personal future as we unravel the old that no longer serves us? Keeping the good from what was and moving it forward. And the good is that which is life-giving, and that which has to go is that which diminishes life. I think it's pretty clear, and I think we can apply that to our lives as we look out into the world. So that's the foundation of the reading for this week. Let's move to our card to grow on. So no matter how strange it seems in the outside world, just remembering that it's a process. It's an unraveling process. And trusting that there is some greater wisdom that is part of this unraveling. And we are too. We chose to be here at this time to be part of this great unraveling. And how do we want to reweave the thread as we move forward? We get a chance to do that. We get to choose how we're going to do that. Each of us is important to that. So following your unique yes, your life-giving energy is what's important as an individual. Because as you follow that, you're building that force on the planet. You're building that goodness and contributing what you have to give in a meaningful way. The opportunities will come as you say yes to your yes. All right, Creator, what is it that we need to know? Our card to grow on for this week, so that we can all have a wonderful week and do what needs to be done. Well, spring cleaning, everybody, if you haven't done it already. The card of pruning. We've seen this one before. We're going to keep seeing it because it's all about the deliberate and intentional cutting away of that which no longer serves. This is the wielding of a tool, with a sharp edge, to really refine and clean up that which no longer serves. So our card to grow on this week is, where in your life can you clean things up? Where can you prune off the dead, diseased, and crossing branches of your life so that you can create more light and air circulating in and around the center of your thriving plant so that you become more beautiful? It's, getting rid of that which no longer serves. I mean, this is very much tied to that oppression card that we just saw in our present, this pruning away of that which no longer serves us. And as I said, it may not be a material thing. It can be material things. It's a great thing. Clean out the garage or your closets or the crawl space or whatever it is. But it's also your psychic, mental, emotional space. What are you carrying around that isn't yours? What are these beliefs that you hold that aren't even you? It's just some story that somebody told you or something that somebody threw in your field at one point, and it's no longer even relevant. We do that. We carry these things around because it's familiar, it's known. And who would we be if we let it go? Well, it's time to find out. So this card this week is reminding us to go through our lives and prune judiciously, to be wise about what we move out of our lives so that we can make room for the good. We can create more air and light and life circulation in our field so we can be who we're here to be. We can grow and shine and thrive and reach for the light and contribute in beautiful ways. So that's our card to grow on this week, everybody. Pruning, spring cleaning, internally, externally. Clean your windows so you can see out into the world more clearly. That kind of energy. It's good. It's a sign of spring. It's appropriate. The time of year here in the Northern Hemisphere at any rate to do this. Probably not a bad idea going into autumn in the Southern Hemisphere as well. Having your space inside and out, clean and clear, so you can have a beautiful, restful internal winter. And for us here, clean the space, clean our lives, clean ourselves so that we can embrace the coming light and the summer and the beauty and the opportunities that that season brings, so we can circulate and be out in the world and have a good time. So with that, I hope that was helpful to you. If it was, please consider sharing, subscribing, and sharing this channel with others who might benefit from this. My intention with these readings is that we all get what we need so that we can move powerfully forward into the world, becoming all that we're here to be, and losing some of the fear maybe that's holding us back from being all that we can be and having the beautiful life that we all long for in our hearts, and staying sane in the midst of a world that is just absolutely nutters sometimes, it seems. So, I invite you to close your eyes and we'll close this reading. Knowing that that breath always brings us home to ourselves. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with all of your children, and I want to thank you for this opportunity to read together today. I ask that you be with us as we navigate these times of unraveling, these times of seeing the truth, seeing what is there, and healing it and releasing it so that we can be clean and clear and strong and move beautifully forward in the world in good ways. Help us to reach for the light. Help us to reach for the good. Help us in our initiation into our new life, this threshold that we stand on, of striding across that threshold away from the old and bravely into the new. I ask for help for all of us as we navigate these times, as we find out who we are and as we move forward into that light in wonderful ways, releasing the fear, releasing the uncertainty and the doubt, and moving forward anyway, reaching for more light, more life, more love, more well-being, knowing that that is where our power lies, is from that state of resilience and love and kindness and peace, gratitude and appreciation. I want to thank all those who helped to hold the space today. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today and for being you on the planet at this time and contributing to our greater unfolding. This is a wonderful time to be here. So when it feels a little freaky and scary, take a nice deep breath, come back to yourself and realize that we are honored and privileged to be alive at this time, contributing our light and our love to the world. I offer you lots of love, big hugs, kindness to you wherever you are. I wish you a beautiful week, and whatever it is that you celebrate, if it's Easter or Passover or whatever it is, I wish you a beautiful holiday with your loved ones. Hold them close and let that amplify your light. Much love and light in the meantime, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.